All right, so our moot question, symbolism over substance when it comes down to claiming Babasaheb Ambedkar's legacy. Let's cut across immediately to our panelists this evening. Dr. Anshul Avijit, National Spokesperson, Congress; Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson, BJP; Amitabh Tiwari, political commentator; Rajat Sethi, political commentator; Ashutosh, author and political analyst. Right at the top, I apologize to all four of you for getting into the debate late, but the images that were coming in from Texas of the all-women space capsule was far too compelling to pull away, but we did. But thank you for the patience and waiting for us. But let's cut across immediately right now. I want to begin with Amitabh Tiwari, and the reason why I begin with you, Amitabh Tiwari, is because Dalit representation, Dalit assertion is important, because when it comes down to politics, Dalit vote has become very important. 17% of the entire country's population, voting population, is Dalit, and that vote counts. The last few elections have taught us that lesson.
Yeah, essentially, if you see in this election, what happened is that the India bloc lost around gained around 7% of the Dalit votes, whereas the NDA lost 5% and the others lost 2%. What has happened is that there is currently a vacuum in the Dalit politics because of the near decimation of BSP. BSP used to get 18% to 22% Dalit community votes from 1999 to 2009. Now the voters of the Dalit community are looking for, some voters are looking for a pan-India Dalit party, which is not available at this present. And some of them are then looking for or going out for options like the Azad Samaj Party or a VBA or a RPI and smaller groups like that. Now, a section is also looking at mainstreaming, which is aligning with the party in the power, because they feel that it is beneficial for the development of the community in the long run. A section also feels that parties like VBA, RPI, etc. have reduced the bargaining power of the Dalit community because they are not able to win on their own, and they act as vote cutters and probably result in loss of so-called secular parties. The Maharashtra election was a clear case in point. The MVA lost 21% Dalit support compared to the Lok Sabha election. The BJP did not gain anything as per CSDS, but others gained 22%, and we know the result. So a lot of things are happening. Both the Congress and the BJP are now looking at these 20% voters who used to back the BSP. That accounts for roughly 3 to 4% national vote share, and is a key vote share to turn around any election going henceforward. And this sub-classification has also brought out some differences within the community, which the parties are trying to exploit.
All right, so your 2 minutes are over. I'm going to give 2 minutes each, both to the BJP and the Congress spokesperson. Let's begin with you, Sanju Verma, on why do you think that it's lip service from the Congress when it comes down to the, for honoring Babasaheb Ambedkar, and its real intent when it comes down to the BJP?
Preeti, first and foremost, let me start off from where Amitabh left. Let's not forget, the Dalit population in Delhi is a little over 15%, in Maharashtra about 14%, and in Haryana a solid 21%. And need I tell your viewers that in Maharashtra the BJP had a stellar victory. In Haryana we came back to power for the third time in a row, first time in the history of Haryana politics. And after 27 long years, we won Delhi resoundingly. So electoral politics, if that is a benchmark of whether Dalits stand with BJP, then the answer is yes. Now coming to your pertinent question, and a very important one at that. Don't forget, in 1947, what did Nehru do? He wrote a letter to Rajkumari Amrit Kaur, the first health minister of independent India, calling Babasaheb Ambedkar a traitor and anti-national who collaborated with the British. On the demise of Babasaheb Ambedkar, the very petty Nehru actually had the gall and the audacity to write a letter to the then President Dr. Rajendra Prasad, forbidding Rajendra Prasad from attending the last rites of Babasaheb Ambedkar. And why did Babasaheb Ambedkar have to go to the parliament via the Rajya Sabha route and not via Lok Sabha? Because on 2 occasions, Nehru ensured the defeat in Lok Sabha of Babasaheb Ambedkar. Do you know something, Preeti? Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, and Pandit Nehru Together, their memorials are close to 115 acres worth 60,000 crores in the heart of Delhi. But Babasaheb Ambedkar ke liye do bhigga zameen tak nahi le pai Congress. Today, thanks to Prime Minister Modi and Devendra Fadnavis, we are erecting the iconic statue of Babasaheb Ambedkar at 450 feet tall at Indu Mills compound. That is what the BJP is doing, which Congress failed to do.
Ma'am, your 2 minutes are over. I'll circle back to you. Allow me to bring in the Congress spokesperson because, that's what we said. That the BJP is building statues. The Congress has the constitution in hand. Which of the two have really intent is the big question. And Dr. Anshul Abhijit, to bring you in on this, your 2 minutes, sir, on, the same question I asked Sanju Verma. Lip service for the BJP, real intent, where the Congress comes from. What makes you think so?
Well, what is real intent? I mean, if this program and today's date becomes a site for understanding the nature of social injustice and historical discrimination, then I think it's hugely instructive. I mean, usually, Preeti, I'm very, very unsparing when it comes to political social injustice. I can admonish all categories of people, all political parties. But really, what has this become is how much the BJP did for social justice and what the Congress didn't do. I mean, that's getting a bit too much. Right from the beginning of the freedom movement, if I can remind you, the core issue was that of social injustice. And that is what Gandhi's temple entry movement began with. That is what the freedom movement was about. What was the First Amendment all about? It was reservations which the Congress brought about. What was the Untouchability Act? It was in 1955. What was reservation in promotions? What was the Atrocities Act against Scheduled Castes, Prevention of Atrocities Act? This was all a program built upon protecting and safeguarding the politics, the future of the Dalit community in India. That is Congress's commitment. And what has this party done? I don't like to remind people. Of course, there's the instrumental politics that keeps going on about votes and vote banks. That is not hugely instructive. That will keep going on. That is the nature of Indian politics. I'm interested in their commitment towards the cause of social injustice. Recently, right now, in Gujarat, in the temple entry, there was a Shuddhikaran when a Gujarat MLA of the Congress, Tukaram Jhula, actually went there, and that was done by a former BJP MLA, right? This is the nature of the consciousness of the BJP, and it doesn't end there. They have a number of things, from lateral entry, from articles in the Panchajanya of the RSS, where they said that the caste system is actually safeguards.
Anshul Abhijit, your time is up. I'm going to come right back. Your fader's down. So we're giving equal time to every participant in this debate. I want to go across to our other two political commentators, Rajat Sethi and Ashutosh. Rajat Sethi, to come to you with your 2 minutes submissions here. It's not about which party did more, because that becomes highly subjective, especially in times of debate. But politically, as of now, the Dalit community, who does the Dalit community trust? If you look at electoral evidence, 2024 will take you somewhere else, while the recent state elections will completely, are completely different in terms of electoral results.
Well, I think today we are here to celebrate Babasaheb Ambedkar's, grand stature in India's politics. He is the amalgamation of and a towering pillar of our democracy, not because of some electoral, outcomes. He was a profound product of scholarship, rigor, brilliance. I mean, who in today's day and age can claim of having done 2 PhDs? We need to, make the canvas much bigger when it comes to Babasaheb. But we want to force him down. And this is ideally what Nehru also did. He wanted to see Babasaheb as a token Dalit representation in his cabinet. He never included, knowing very well that Babasaheb had done his PhD in economics from Columbia and from London School of Economics, he never allowed Babasaheb to come in and talk about the economic policies of the country while it was being shaped, while the planning commission was being laid out, while the deliberations on setting up a reserve bank was being discussed in our cabinet. In no such place was Babasaheb included. The reason was that Nehru wanted to ensure that there is this Dalit representation, a token at best. Let it be that. Why should I give him a bigger canvas to draw the picture? Why should a Dalit come out and take that position where he is shaping the industrial policies of free India? See, this is where my problem is. If you want to not try and assimilate Dalits as broader Indians and start looking them in those dissected formats, those reductionist approach, where you see that it is a vote bank, it is going to vote together. And why are we now deliberating on, Lok Sabha, they voted separately, and in states they voted separately? The reason is that you need to start looking at populations at large, understand where their grievances are. But if you fall back onto the Congress's playbook, they will create all kinds of rumor mongering just to instill that fear. What is the core fear? Was constitution. And you know all kinds of rumors that went again to stoke those fears. That is what we should avoid if you want to really celebrate his legacy. This is very simple.
All right, but that's that's a utopian submission there somewhere down the line, Rajas, and I'll circle back to you because yes, today should have been a platform to celebrate the greatness of Babasaheb. Of course, it should have been. Why is it not? Because unfortunately, whether we like it or not, Dr. Ambedkar has become a political commodity, and we've seen that off late, and that is what is reflecting today through the course of the entire day, Rajat, cross political lines. You have the BJP who's blaming the Congress vice versa. So that's exactly what we're depicting on this news show. I want to bring in 2 minutes to Ashutosh, and I'll go back to the analogy that we made, Ashutosh. 2024, the data would suggest that the community seemingly had more faith in the India alliance. But look at the micro data of what happened in Maharashtra, the cradle of Dalit assertion, Vidarbha, en masse, if you look at it, has swept where the NDA is concerned.
See, Preeti, while listening this debate to my fellow panelists, I was really I was smiling. I was smiling and I was very happy. Happy for the simple reason because those who hated Babasaheb Ambedkar and who forced Babasaheb Ambedkar to leave Hinduism and join Buddhism, now today they want to appropriate Babasaheb Ambedkar and want to celebrate his birthday and wants to project themselves that they are the greatest supporters of Babasaheb Ambedkar. I just want to know from my fellow panelists what is their opinion, because the 3 great books which Babasaheb Ambedkar has written: one, Annihilation of Caste; second, The Riddles of Hinduism; and third, The Partition of India. All 3 books, and if I quote from the Annihilation of Caste, the para number 22.17 and 23.16, where he criticizes Hinduism for different reasons. It will be heartening for me to know whether these fellow panelists have changed their opinion about Babasaheb Ambedkar, or what Babasaheb Ambedkar has said, have they embraced it? And also it's important to know that what Babasaheb Ambedkar has written in the book called Riddles of Hinduism, Riddles in Hinduism at page number 172, where he said why democracy did not grow in India, and he goes on to explain the reason behind it. I will be very, very enlightened to know what his opinion about them. And Babasaheb Ambedkar in this book very categorically talks about that why India needs to be partitioned. And he has written an entire book and building an argument that why India should be partition. And he said, yeah, we are happy after the partition. So the issue is, today, Babasaheb Ambedkar, everybody knows that unless you talk about Babasaheb Ambedkar, you will not get Dalits vote. That is why those who burned Babasaheb effigies during the
Sir, your time is up. Your fader is going to go down. I have, I'm going to try and pack in 2 minutes each. I know we started this debate late. So without further ado and saying anything at all, I want to begin with Amitabh Tiwari. 2 minutes, Amitabh Tiwari, politically going forward, because we're going into an election in Bihar and, multiple elections coming in next year. The importance of the Dalit vote.
Well, see, the importance of the Dalit vote is for everybody to see clearly, because what sometimes when we analyze, we commit the mistake is that the Dalit vote is important in only the SC reserved seats, while actually it's the opposite. The Dalit vote is the kingmaker in non-SC reserved seats, wherein in each Vidhan Sabha, let's say 10, 15, 20, 25,000 votes, whichever party largely it veers to, that party goes on to win the elections. So now we have Bihar, where there is a 16% Dalit population, Mahadalits plus Dalits. The NDA would hope that with the Manji and the Chirag Paswan in their kitty, they would get maximum support. However, if you see in the 2020 Vidhan Sabha elections, the votes were largely split between the two alliances. The bigger game is likely to be played out in UP, wherein the BSP is on a sloping track, and that 12-13% vote share which it has, which party is able to get that vote share, because it's largely comprises today of the Jata vote. However, in 2024 elections, what we've seen is that though the BJP was able to get the non-Jata votes in its favor between 2014 and 24, in 2024, Samajwadi Party was able to get the maximum support from the non-Jatabs because of perhaps the narrative of the change in constitution and also the PDA strategy which the India bloc had deployed in the state. So that 21% vote of the Dalit community and the 13% vote share of the BSP become very, very crucial. And it's ultimately about the representation. If you see today, most of the political parties and the community seeks representation. In the CWC, you have 4 Dalit members out of 35. And amongst the Modi ministry, also you have 10 out of 70, 71. So it's still lower than the 17% population.
Right.
And that's what
your time's up. Apologies, time is up. I want to immediately go to our other panelists. Sanju Verma, 2 minutes start now. Make your submissions. Not asking any questions. Go, ma'am.
Thank you. Preeti, first and foremost, let's get one thing very clear. The BJP is not honoring Babasaheb Ambedkar's legacy by building statues and memorials alone. I think the best way to honor somebody's legacy is to follow the path that he propounded. And I'm giving out some data, let your audience be the judge. Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, 72% of the beneficiaries are OBCs and Dalits. PM Kisan Yojana, 67% beneficiaries, OBCs and Dalits. PM Fasal Bima Yojana, 63% beneficiaries, OBCs and Dalits. Mudra Yojana, 50% beneficiaries, OBCs and Dalits. Ayushman Bharat, 74% beneficiaries, OBCs and Dalits. Stand Up and Startup India, 68% beneficiaries, OBCs and Dalits. Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, 82% beneficiaries, OBCs and Dalits. So Prime Minister Modi has walked the talk when it comes to ensuring that the benefits of his welfare schemes percolate down to the most vulnerable, including OBCs, Dalits and Adivasis. Point number 1. Point number 2. 39% of BJP's MPs are either OBCs, Dalits or Adivasis. 41.3% of BJP's MLAs are either OBCs, Dalits or Adivasis. 42.7% of our MLCs are either Adivasis, OBCs and Dalits. So we have again walked the talk. And let me tell you one thing. Babasaheb Ambedkar was a practicing Hindu for the longest time. He embraced Buddhism only on the 14th of October 1956 before he passed away on the 6th of December 1956. He was not even a Buddhist for 2 whole months of his life. And Congress Babasaheb Ambedkar ko yaad karti hai. This is the same Congress which refused to give him a Bharat Ratna. He was given a Bharat Ratna 34 years after his death, when VP Singh was the Prime Minister and the BJP supported VP Singh from outside to ensure that Babasaheb got his due. So the Congress is only paying lip service. हमने करके दिखाया है. हम जो कहते हैं वो करते हैं, and we do.
Ma'am, your time's up. 2 minutes. I want to give the Congress panelists. Anshul Avijit, go, sir.
No, as I said before, this is not about transactional politics. It's not about instrumentalism, who's going to get whose votes, who's quoting whom. That comes with politics. That's the nature of Indian democracy. The idea is the commitment to the cause of social justice. And if this day reminds us of that cause and how much BJP has not been fostering that cause, rather it's been against it by all their policies. And I'll give you one example after another. The Shuddhikaran that happened in Gujarat by a BJP MLA after a Dalit MLA entered that temple is just one small example. There have been books written about the discrimination that held in the RSS on caste lines. But that's not just all. In terms of policy, the removal of ST-ST scholarships, the ST-SC sub-plan that the Congress had is just another example. Lateral entry is another example. In the teachers' appointment in UP, for which the High Court actually reprimanded the state government for not giving adequate representation and reservations, which is the core of the policy. Legislation is the core of the policy. I would like to ask the BJP which temple entry movement they have led, where they have gone in terms of legislation, which the Congress has done hundreds. And, I told you, I'm unsparing. I will admonish those who have not done enough. I won't leave out anyone. Maybe there's a lot more work to be done. But the scourge of the caste system that has haunted us for years and years, this terrible rotten beast that refuses to die, is the main problem here. And the BJP is actually fostering that beast and giving it life. The NCRT textbooks, if you remember in class 6, have removed caste discrimination. The argument being, if there is no caste discrimination, there is no need for reservations. It's a clear plan that the BJP and its ideological allies and its ideological past that has a clear history of going and promoting status quoism is now at play here. So this is clearly lip service. If you need me to tell more, I can speak on and on about this. But this is what is happening, and this is the hard reality. So much so.
Sir, I don't have the time. I apologize, and I have 2 minutes left. Allow me to give 1 minute each, both to Rajat and Ashutosh. Apologies to the both of you. Rajat, your time starts now. You have 1 minute, sir. Sir, you're on mute.
No, I'm not on mute.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. What I'm sensing from the Congress spokesperson is pretty clear. There is this sense that, which is elucidated by none other than Rahul Gandhi, that somehow merit and merit structures are something which they have to fight against. And Rahul Gandhi was open about it, that I need to fight against merit. This is the most perversion of Ambedkarite thought that can happen. But Ambedkar was very clear. He warned against the resentment that is there against caste dominance. It should never translate into any kind of anti-intellectual populism or the rejection of the concept of excellence or merit. And this is the problem which repeatedly, they will go and attack lateral entry. They won't come out with any constructive idea. They believe that somehow merit goes against social justice. Instead, Rahul Gandhi and his entire cabal do not put in any amount of effort that what can I do in terms of opportunity so that our Dalit and tribal students can also go out and compete on merit with the general class students. Instead of being constructive, they want to perverse what Ambedkar
Rajat, there's no time. That's it. 1 minute's over. Apologies. 1 minute was lesser to you and Ashutosh. Ashutosh, 1 minute starts now, sir. Please make your submissions.
See, Preeti, in the last 28 years, how the world has changed, how the India has changed. In 1997, a famous book was written, which was called for the worshipping the false gods. Who was the author of that book? Arun Shourie. In which party he was? He was BJP. And after writing the book, he was promoted, and he became the part of the cabinet. He became a cabinet minister, and he was worshipped like God. Arun Shourie was worshipped like God. So in last 8 years, the BJP has realized that worshipping false god is not going to help them. So they have started worshipping Babasaheb Ambedkar. And today, I'm really happy whether the Congress adopts them or the BJP adopts them or the BSP adopts them. It's good that at least Dalits are being recognized. Their electoral power has been recognized. And it's good for the BJP and the Congress, for all political parties to do it. But the fact is, whether they want to continue with their caste prejudices, that has to be seen.
All right, that's all the time we have for now. Thank you for all our guests for joining us.